What are we doing today?
Sandwich boys.
Whoa! Is that me? Is that
That's
you?
us. Sandwich boys. We've talked ham.
Talked ham.
We've talked bologna.
We didn't just talk it, we walked it.
Making plenty of sandwiches left and right. Haven't talked roast beef.
No, we haven't.
Classic deli meat.
Oh, the pinnacle.
And today, we're gonna turn this into roast beef. All right, we've talked plenty of beef leg before, but we haven't talked about the bottom round. So we're just gonna go through, break this down real quick, and talk some roast beef.
Brent, I'm noticing as you're cutting that this fat is so yellow. You normally see that like pristine white fat you're used to seeing in the grocery store. With older animals, this being what is classified as an over 30, that means over 30 months, and also being grass-fed, you get this nice, rich yellow. The more yellow it is, the more like packed with flavor it is. Why are you breaking this on this doohickey here?
We're doing this from the rail just so I can use gravity as its own tool. I can pull down with one arm and find the seams a little bit easier and don't have to do the same work of pushing and pulling on the table.
You're also cutting along what seem to be like natural seams.
All we're doing is following each muscle. The easiest way to learn butchery is just by following each seam. Something we do with every piece of the animal, just to take every muscle off piece by piece. That way you can use each muscle to its greatest capability.
You're at bottom round, right?
Bottom round.
Bottom round, we got our baby. We got our baby, baby. You can see, like, Brent's just following the natural line, and now we have our bottom round. Boom. You might have noticed that when you have roast beef, it looks a lot nicer than this does. And we're just gonna clean this up so it has a nice angle so it'll roast evenly, and getting rid of as much silver skin as possible. There's some really thick silver skin on this. Brent, how would you describe the differences between the top round and the bottom round?
I think the only reason to talk about the bottom round is for making roast beef. The bottom round is not a steak, it is a roast, hence roast beef. It has much thicker muscle grain, so it needs to be cooked at a lower temperature for a longer period of time in order for it to actually be somewhat tender. This muscle in and of itself is really not good for anything else but deli-style roast beef. It gives us an option of something else to offer out of the shop so we can save a rib roast or a top round for other cuts and turn this into something totally delicious. I mean, when I think of roast beef, like, I like super rare roast beef. I want something that is big, you can slice thin, and cook really rare. So if you took a smaller muscle, maybe just part of this eye of round, and tried to make that into roast beef, yeah, it would work, but it's really not big enough to cook to an internal temperature to be rare and still like get a nice sear on the outside.
That's about it. We just want to have a face on each side. This is generally pretty much all the same size, so it'll cure the same and roast the same. And we don't really need to worry about taking any more of this fat off.
It has a nice little bit of a fat cap on top, which is a really nice texture again when sliced thin. Really no intermuscular fat. I think that's one of the things that makes it so perfect for roast beef, is that you don't have to worry about rendering that fat down at all. You can just keep it low, slow, consistent, and just barely cook it through.
It took a few minutes to get off the leg, a few minutes to clean it up, and now we're ready to season it. So we have our bottom round, and then we have our seasonings.
I mean, you really don't have to go crazy with your seasoning. Buy good beef, salt, pepper, rosemary.
That's it. We use fresh rosemary. The flavor it imparts is just much, much better than dry rosemary, especially for something that we're gonna let marinate for 2 days. You can add more stuff, but you're gonna probably be eating this roast beef with something else, so let those other things bring their part to the party.
We're going to coat this entire thing evenly, but we wanna use all of the seasoning.
You really don't have to worry about over seasoning something like this because there's only so much surface area for the salt to cover. And because it is such a big muscle, It's gonna take a day or two for all of that salt to penetrate in, so you don't really have to worry about it becoming too salty or something like that. There we go. Since we sell so much of this, we actually already have one in cure, ready to get cooked, so we can go downstairs, cook it, and we can eat it.
Yeah. So we ended up cooking this at 275, 300 for about 3 hours. And we just do a quick blast of heat right at the beginning just to get a crust on the outside.
Yeah.
Low and slow, make sure that it doesn't cook too much. You want it to stay rare in the middle.
Let's cut this puppy so we can make some sandwich, maybe. Oh yeah, baby!
Gotta say, looks gorgeous.
Turns out, if you've done this 1,000 times, it turns out good. We got our roast beef. Let's slice it. Let's try it.
Great. Good looking beef, Ben.
Let's get in there. Look at that. Cheers.
Who's gonna eat it?
I mean, you got the salt. You actually get like a decent amount of the pepper, but you also get the rosemary, even after just sitting on the outside of it for 2 days. I think it's the only herb that will actually stand up to it, and you're getting all three things.
Totally, and again, because it's a leg muscle, like does a ton of work. Huge beefy flavor, doesn't need anything more than just salt and rosemary. Really stands up to it, but with good beef, can't go wrong.
Brent, there's only so much roast beef I can look at before I need to eat a sandwich.
Yeah, this isn't going on a charcuterie platter.
No.
Let's make some sandwiches.
Let's eat a sandwich. Okay. It's the only thing you can do with roast beef.
Oh, is that a sandwich?
Let's get beefy.
Oh, beefy baby.
I love you. I love you. How else are you supposed to eat roast beef?
With a horseradish mayo, it is perfection.
Yeah. I don't care how you make a sandwich, just make a sandwich with it.
And the amazing thing is that you actually still taste roast beef. Roast beef.
That's how you do it. Not gonna get a bite of your sandwich?
Sure.
It's so good. Very good sandwich.